So hello and welcome to another video, and today we're doing a bit of a different video. It's been requested a little bit, so I thought I might as well do it. It's a tutorial on how to install the Motogp 2018 mod that I made. So first things first, you're going to need WinRAR. So you can get it from this link. This link will be in the description. And all you have to do is just pick your language and your operating system, like 64 or 32-bit. And you just download, and it's pretty easy just to install. The second thing you're going to need is Mixfile Remixer. That'll be in the description below as well. So it's on Race Department, so it's pretty easy to get to. And then obviously the third thing you're going to need is the 2018 mod. Now, I'm not going to download Mixfile Remixer here because I've already got it, but I will go through the whole process of downloading the 2018 mod. So obviously at the moment doing this version 1.3, so the files may be slightly different if you're doing this further on, but the tutorial and method will always be the same. So just while it's downloading, there's not really a lot to say, just sitting here. I'll probably fast forward this. Okay, so it's finished downloading now. So the next step is to, well, with Mixfile Remixer, it will come in a RAR file, and what you'll want to do is just run the executable from that. I've already got it. I already put it on my computer, so I don't need to do that. I just have it on the taskbar here. So the first thing you want to do is, well, it'll already be on extract. This is a really old version that I have, just because I can't be able to update it, but yours will probably look a little bit different to this, but it's still the same process. So you click browse here. I'm not sure where it is by default. Mine's already on my game, but let's just start from the desktop. So what you're going to want to do is go to C, Program Files x86, and then go down to Steam, and then Steam Apps. Go Steam Apps, Common, and then here'll be all the games you got installed in this on Steam on your computer. Obviously, yours should be in this location. And then obviously in Motogp 17, but yours should be in this location. If it isn't, that's because you've installed it somewhere else. So hopefully you know where that is. Obviously, some people have extra hard drives that they put the Steam library on. Just go to there. If you are unsure, you can go onto Steam on here, and then go Library. Click on Motogp 17 here, and then right-click, press Properties, and then go Local Files and Browse Local Files. Then you can just click up here, and you can see the directory there. So that's how you can get to it easy if you are struggling to find it. And then you can just go through that same process to find it on here. You can copy and paste it into here, I believe, as well. So, but anyway, we've got to extract certain files from the game. Obviously, to know which files that is, we need we need to open up this RAR here. This is the 2018 mod. I don't care about purchasing a license. Yes, it's the 2018 mod. So, as you can see here, it modifies box, data, GFX gem, GFX pack, menu, Moto2_2017, Moto3_2017, Motogp 2017, and showroom. These other text files. This is a README, how to install it. Obviously, if you're more advanced, and you don't need the tutorial, you can just read this, but it's probably easier to do a tutorial. This is an update log. This will just say what I changed for that update, and then these are just credits for the people that have given me stuff or whatever, or helped me out with the mod. So yeah, that's another thing. If you ever want to send me anything, you will be credited. You don't have to. You can publish it yourself. I'm not really bothered. I'm grateful for anybody that contributes anything. Anyway, so the first one we're going to extract is box. So what you do, again, it's been a minute since I said it, so you click browse here, and you find your location, just double click box. Next you're going to want to choose where you're going to extract it to, so you might want to make a folder on your desktop. Just call it Motogp 2018 mod or something along those lines. You don't have to call it that at all, but it just makes it easier to find. So, and you don't have to do it on your desktop either. You can do it wherever you want. Just for tutorials, it's usually easier to do it on the desktop. So then let's open up Mixfile Remixer again, and then we're going to click Browse here, and just click where is it? This PC and desktop Motogp 2018 mod. And then you just got to click extract here, and it'll be extracting the files. You can see it go up. It's done already because box is a very small file. So let's open up the 2018 RAW again, and now that you've got this set to where you're going to extract it to, you don't need to change this one again. You just need to change which file you're extracting. So the next one is data. That's a bigger file. So, and don't worry if they're not exactly the same file size as mine. They might get changed during updates. You might have other mods on or whatever. I'm extracting modded files at the moment as well, so that's why mine might be slightly bigger. But anyway, select data and then press extract. This one will take a bit longer because it's a little bit of a bigger file, but it's not too bad. The files within it are quite small. GFX pack will take the longest time to extract as they have a lot of image files in them, those ones. Well, GFX pack is pretty much completely image files. Anyway, so next one we've got to do is GFX gem. So let's select GFX gem here. Just extract again. That was a really small file. It's about 20 files by default, but mine's 91 due to all the backups that there are within it. But just yours probably won't be that big. So obviously the next one is now GFX pack. This will be the longest one. And you can see there's 1,000 files. Actually today it's running quite quickly. As long as there's nothing else running on your computer at that time, it should make it go a bit quicker. As there is, like, mainset security is not running or anything, so that'll make it quicker. I mean, my computer is fairly new as well, so it can run quite quickly. I'll just close Chrome quickly. Just it might make it go a little bit quicker. But if people request it, I can actually do some tutorials, talk about what certain files do and stuff like that. I mean, it might become a little bit irrelevant since it's probably the last game that's going to be on this engine, but the architecture inside the game may be the same, so just hope that. But MXGP looks fairly different, so I really hope that that these are just still moddable. If not, then I'll probably just still mod this game, to be honest, but I'll try. Okay, so we've extracted GFX pack now, so next one's menu. Menu's pretty small. Menu. You see it's almost done already. It's got a bit stuck here. No, it is still going. Right, there you go, it's done. So next one's Moto2 _2017. That one will take a while as well. Same with... Oh. Okay. I don't know why I've got an error message here. That shouldn't happen. I'm not sure what's really gone on there. Maybe it just doesn't like the modded files I'm using. Anyway, it's the same process for all of these. Let's go on to... We'll just move on to Moto 3. I can just get a different version of the Moto 2 one. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so you shouldn't get any errors. That's probably just the fact that, one, I'm using an older version of this, and two, it's modded what I am using in the game currently, what I'm extracting from. This is a bit of a tedious task, which is why I always recommend reading the update log to kind of know which files you need to update each time, because I won't update every mix file each time, so you won't have to do this to every file each time, but you will have to do it to the other ones. You don't have to extract them every time if you just keep this folder that's on your desktop. If you just keep it, you can just drag the new updates in every time, just repack the files that are replaced. This is taking a while though. These tend to take a while because again there's a lot of image files in these, and there's also model files which take a while to export. But the process is the same with all these mix files. You just extract. So yeah, if you obviously you should have if you've grasped that by now, you can just skip to once I've finished extracting them all, and that should be pretty like decent. Like you'll be able to pick up from there. So as long as you just extract all these, you'll be fine. It's the next bit that some people have issues with. With the newer version of this software, people don't really have issues with it as much, but they used to, so you should be alright. But I'm using a really old version. I'm using 0.1.6. I think I do have a newer version on the PC, but I just prefer this old version because I already have it down on the taskbar. So there you go, I suppose. And if you can hear that squeaking, that's just my chair. I think I need to get a new one. It's just every time I move a tiny little bit. If I sound a bit rambly and running out of stuff to say, it's probably just because I've not really done this kind of video before. I mean, I'm open to any kind of criticism or improvements. Because I might make a few more tutorials if people want. But if they don't want that, then that's fine. Just I know some people wanted this specific tutorial. Motogp 2017. Okay, that one's given me an error as well, so obviously doesn't like some of the mods I'm using. So we'll just move on to showroom as the next one. So where is it? There's extract that, and then that should be the last one. I'm just going to quickly go get mine from my Moto2 and my Motogp 17 folder. There you go. Because I have a stock folder here as well, so like a backup. So I'll just extract Moto2 and Motogp from there. This is probably like one of the longest parts. It's packing them that takes a while. It is a little bit annoying, to be honest, with Motogp mods, how long everything takes to install a mod. That's why some modders will just put the mix files so you can just drag them in, which is fine, but that makes it so that when it comes to mods like this, people are like, what? And they don't know how to install it because they've been downloading like physics mods or whatever where you just drag data across, and with that method, installing this will just uninstall that probably as well. So, but if you use this method, you can keep your physics mods on or whatever. I don't edit files like that so that physics mods still work. Okay, so that's Moto2 extracted now, so I'll just get Motogp, and then we'll be golden. So I probably will have left a timestamp to go to for when I've finished extracting these. Next video I do should be just back on the game playing it again rather than doing a tutorial, but thought I'd just get this done because there are some people that do get confused, and it isn't the easiest like process, especially if you're new to like the community or whatever. I remember when I probably started modding in like 2016. So I actually took on the 2017 project quite early on in me modding, but I always found it quite interesting. I used to make these mistakes all the time, just doing stuff wrong, and I was like, the game would crash, and I'd be like, why? Sometimes the game just crashes anyway, so. And as well, when you install this mod, restart your career mode. Do not just carry on, because that will make crashes. And I had a lot of issues about that. So right, so now we can minimize mix file remixer because we've extracted all the files we need to, so we can minimize it for a sec. Don't close it because we will need it again later. So you can open up this Motogp 2018 mod folder. As you can see, look now, all the folders match. So what we're just going to do from WinRAR is just highlight them all. So like just, I mean you can do that if you want, but I just like to avoid the text files so you don't need them. You can just drag just hold the mouse, click here, just drag. Had them all, just drag and drop them into here. You can see it'll take a minute because it is quite a big RAR. I think it's around. I'm not actually sure how big it is. I think it's like 300 megabytes, something like that. I'm not actually sure. Okay, I just got a notification. Yeah, so I know this bit is a little bit boring as well. I might skip this. Not really sure. You'll see all this as well. Oh. So you have to drag and drop, you have to wait through that, and then you have to wait through this, and then in a second there'll be a prompt asking you, it's 2%, look, it'll ask you now, this has blah 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 files. It might not be 497 for you, it might be more, it might be less. Just press replace files in this destination. Again, it all depends on what version of the mod you've got, and as well actually what version of the game you're running, because obviously some people don't always update the game straight away. I mean, Steam does auto update, but that doesn't always happen. Sometimes it doesn't. It does get postponed, or you might be using a different mod, like a physics mod or something that was made before that update, so you might be using like an old version of data.mix or something, so you might have different file types. Not to confuse anybody, because obviously this is supposed to be a simple tutorial and I'm going on about complicated different types of files and stuff like that. Could be quite daunting for somebody if they're new to the modding scene. But let's just click more details here. So it's just, okay, it's doing it now. As soon as I pressed, I just sped up a lot. I did not even edit that, that actually just sped up a lot. Right, so now we're done with this RAR, we can just close it. And now we want to open up Mix File Remixer again. So this time you want to click this other tab here, it says create new mix file. And then you want to change this from Motogp 08 to SBK-X/V8. It might already be on this if you're using a newer version of the Mix File Remixer, because obviously they don't really use SBK09 or Motogp 08 type mix files anymore. So you want to press browse here, and you want to navigate to this file here, this Motogp 2018 mod file. So it'll be this PC desktop again like it was before, and then you want to just pack all these again. So just start with box, and then yeah, so when you press browse, I think this should be to the last place you just extracted a file from. So it'll be still on Motogp 70 for you. Obviously I had to go to the other one to get the, sorry, there's a bus outside my house. Yeah, I had to get the other one because I was having some issues with the mods I was using, but you should have no such issues. So we're going to just double click box here. It's going to ask you, it already exists, do you want to place it? You want to press yes, and then you're just going to click this button, pack new mix file here, and it will say, look, packing file, blah blah blah. Disclaimer, this will increase loading times, because it doesn't pack them as tightly as it was default, like the game is by default, so it does make it load slightly longer. I've noticed like a couple seconds, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm using HDD anyway. If you're using an SSD, you know, you'll still have pretty good loading times. Yes, sorry about that USB noise, you might hear that a few times because my mouse likes to do that. So this time I'm going to select data. So yeah, sorry, I just kind of brushed over that, so we're going to browse again. Then just click data, the one underneath, and then this time we do have to change this at the bottom because we select specific files. So browse, then you're going to want to press data, and then already exists, do you want to replace? Yes. And then pack new mix file, obviously you got to make sure that it's on this format. And then this is the same for each different mix file. So just repeat this for every single one that's in here, and when you load your game up, it should be working. So the next one is GFX Gem. So GFX Gem. So yeah, it is a little bit of a tedious process. So again, yes, and then pattern new mix file, and then browse, and GFX pack. Okay. This will probably take the longest to pack because it is and it might take a minute to load in here. Sometimes it might say not responding at the top. Just leave that, it will respond. It just takes a minute sometimes because this has a lot of picture files in, so it takes a while to load in. So then you want to select GFX pack here. I'm not sure why that's like why GFX Gem is in capital letters. It just is. So you know, it doesn't matter. It's not case sensitive. And it's a game that makes it like that anyway, not the mod, so don't worry about that. This one, it is actually going quite quick. Usually it takes longer than that, so I'm quite pleased about that. So it's like the computer knows I'm doing a video, it just wants to do it quickly. So once you've installed a few mods like this, it gets really easy and you can just do it like that. It's not as hard as a lot of other games there are to mod. Obviously, it's harder than like the old F1 games or whatever. Yeah, that was just drag and drop files. That was easy. That was. I have been asked, I think once or twice, if I would just make it with the mix files. No, I won't do that because I edit pretty much every file in the game, like every mix file in the game. It made the download too big. Anyway, so next one now is menu, and then we want to click here browse, and menu again, yes to replace. And this one might unpack. It's taking a minute. There we go. And the next one again is Moto 2. This should work this time because obviously I got my backup version. Browse, Moto 2, yes, and pack. So again, this one will probably take a bit longer because it has model and picture files in it. And by picture file, I mean like a .dds, which is just a texture file, pretty much. They are probably the biggest files in the game. Anyone that's familiar with any sort of skin mods will know exactly what I'm talking about. But I suppose this tutorial is for beginners, so just don't. If I start going on about a tangent about something you don't understand, it's probably not important. if it's that complicated. And obviously, if you do have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments. I'm happy to help out. If there's anything about the tutorial that's unclear, just try and be specific, because I have people that ask me questions that are really broad, or I mean, I know it's not always people's fault, but sometimes it doesn't make sense. I can't tell what you're saying. I'm not being rude if I'm asking you like what exactly you mean. I just want to be as helpful as possible, so I just need to know the specific details. So sometimes I get stuff like game crashed. Well, what were you doing before the game crashed? Like, you know, it's a lot of crashes. Like, the game can just cause crashes on its own, nothing to do with the mod. It is usually career mode though, so I might put on the thread to restart your career mode if you're planning on that kind of thing. Like, you can't mod and then unmod a career, it will just make it crash, which is a shame, because it means you can't mod stuff like managerial career properly. You can mod the starting cache, but you can't really mod a lot else. But you can mod the riders within it, so that's decent. So we go. That's packed now. So the next one is Moto 3 _ 2017. So we go OK. And this will take a minute. There we go. It's loaded in. So browse. Go down to Moto 3, and then yes, and then pack. And I forgot to mention earlier, if you have something like 7-zip, that should be fine with the RAR files, but you know, it doesn't work natively with Windows. You do need something like WinRAR for it to work properly. If you downloaded any kind of mods, it usually comes in a RAR because it's a good way to compress your files without losing any of the data. I don't know how it does it. I'm not actually sure what kind of compression it uses. Don't know if it's I think it's lossless, but I'm not sure. But it is still pretty good. Right, so it's just still packing now. There we go. It's packed. So the next one is Motogp. Scroll too far then for a second. It's just loading up here. Then again, browse. Select. You might see some of these. That's just some mess about stuff. They probably won't be there for you. Well, they shouldn't be anyway. Motogp2017.mix. Yeah, I probably should have cleared out my directory a little bit before doing this video, but it doesn't matter, really. I can just tell you that if it's just not there for you, just don't worry. The only ones that should be, well, if you've never modded your game before, everything will be fine. If you've just made some slight mods, again, everything will be fine. As long as you've never deleted one of the mix files, everything will be fine. So it's just this Motogp file, and then the showroom file there, and then we can play the game. I don't think I'll do a full race because there's not really much point. I think you've seen that plenty of times. I'll just quickly boot up the game and be like, look, it's working, and then that'll probably just be the end of the video. But again, as I said, if you got any issues, any questions, just let me know in the comments. I never actually made one of these for the 2017 mod, so people were quite confused, but luckily somebody else made one. I think it was I don't remember his name, but it was Oliver BLZ or something like that, which just that thanks for him for doing that. Made it a bit easier for me, because people could just Google it and find it themselves, which is good because it seems like people do that, which, you know, is good because it's really easy to just go and ask the developer straight away without trying it first. But anyway, it's packed. But a lot of people do actually look it up first, which is good. So showroom, and then getting down here, showroom. Okay, well, yes, actually. So then just 371 files, pretty small. I literally only edited about 2 files in this mix, just to make that to 2080 text. So we can just close Mix File Remixer now. We can close the File Explorer up there. Double click Motogp17. Obviously, you should know how to launch the game. I should hope. If you don't, I would have thought you probably struggled quite a bit with that tutorial. So it's still loading. And play. Yeah, this does work on every language, by the way. I'm not sure if I mentioned that on the post anywhere, but I did make it compatible with every language that the game's compatible with. Skip. Oh, my controller's not connected. Skip that now. As you can see, here we are, Motogp 18. As you can see, version 1.3 in the corner. I just actually pointed at the screen. You clearly can't see me. Don't know why I did that. But it's a quick go. See, look, Looty. Everything's all in order here. with the menu pictures. Stuff of the Yamaha menu pictures and the Ducati menu pictures. I haven't got a picture for Lorenzo or Dovi yet. But, yeah. Some of this will probably not be in the mod yet, like because obviously I did extract my files, so they will have some of my personal stuff in there as well still. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. In fact, I could just quickly jump into a race and let's do Abraham. Why not? Let's do Sepang. We'll just jump in and quickly show you that it all works on track. It doesn't crash during the loading screen. It would have been quite embarrassing if it did crash in that loading screen. Well, I suppose we're still at 99%, so it could happen though. You can see here. Head out onto track. It's all working. Look. You can see the Yamahas at the front. You can see Simeon here. You can see Morbidelli. See Miller. See Redding. Percy Nakagami, yeah, you can see Nakagami there as well. See Luti on the back row. Actually, he's not on the back row, is he? He's done a decent job. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Remember to give it a like and subscribe for more Motogp and I suppose a little bit maybe of F1 content. I'll probably be doing some career modes on 2018 mods. And also make sure to keep watching for maybe some new stuff in some of my videos. It's been hit at the back by Apollo Spagro, that's great. Yes, some new stuff to the mod obviously, because since I develop it I can have little bits in the videos that other people don't have yet. But yeah, that's all I've got to say, so I'll see you in the next video.